Welcome to Marie's Sunday Sermon. This is me holding church for you today, guys. This is as good as it's going to get. Hair not brushed, no makeup, barely got clothes on. I mean, who knows what the next post is going to look like? I mean, I would have completely lost my marbles as we approach coming up to week 5, I think. Can't even remember. I've lost track of days. And yeah, I know where I live. That's good because I'm here all the time. Anyway, back to the purpose of this post. I just felt the need to just pop something out there on a subject matter I've spoken a lot about in the past, even prior to all of this craziness. And today's post is all about taking responsibility. Let me rewind now and go right back to the beginning of it all. So we go right back to the beginning of the lockdown and, people's emotions, like, the fear spiked, people started to behave differently. I mean, look at the toilet roll and the food that flew off the shelves. That was people behaving differently, taking all of the stuff for themselves. And it was like, me, I'm going to die. Let me die with 5 million toilet rolls. I don't know whether I'm going to use them all, but hey, I'm going to die with toilet rolls. It's the mentality, and there is no judgment on this whatsoever. It's just a bit strange where you look at people and their behaviors, even my own, and I go, wow, okay, so what's all that about then? So through this whole lockdown, we've seen lots of ebbs and flows, and we've been going through the motions. It's like literally taking a layer off emotionally and energetically. We lift a layer and go, okay, well, that's fear. So we get underneath the fear, and then it shows us a more defined version of fear and where that comes from, which is people panic buying. And then we go past the panic buying, and that kind of gets old. And then people go into anger stages or frustration or, emotional or just being really small or actually being really big. Everybody has a different reaction. Every action has a reaction, right? So this is where the frenetic energy is all coming from, because the whole world is struggling to stay alive. And I've said it in the past, therein lies the problem. We're all trying to stay alive. But in actual fact, we need to just let it all go. Stop panicking, face the unknown, and just walk through it and go, oh, well, what if we did die? Then what? You're not gonna. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like you take away that fear, which is preventing you from walking through the door, which gets you to see what's on the other side of this. But we're too busy energetically, enforcing the fact that, we don't want to go there. So let's just create lots of resistance and just, I don't want to go, rather than just being in our peace state. Because if we're in our peaceful state and we're in that quietness within, and we're not actually actively doing anything about not dying, oh my God, everything's just going to go wrong. Control. So this is also layers with what we're going through. Control issues, trying to micromanage control outside of us so we don't have to feel more fear inside of us. So I want to just bring up the fact that when you say something or when you post something or whatever you do, as soon as you exhale, that has an effect on your reality, because you breathe out air. You bring something from your lungs out into the air. Do you not? That's a something. Now take that to words. You basically say words, and that can either make somebody feel extremely held and loved, or it can make somebody feel extremely fearful, angry, whatever. So your words have impact, right? Your actions, the same. So you get where I'm going with this. So everything that we do, even energetically, even if you're sat here saying nothing, but you're just a big old angry ball of anger, that energy is being projected out into humanity, even into your household with the people you're with. You don't have to say shit, but you can actually feel. I mean, for all us empaths, of which we all are, we all have the ability to feel energy without even anybody saying anything to us. You can feel it. And that's also putting something out there that actually will have an impact. So with all of this, it is about being really mindful and checking yourself in every moment, because we're living in such extreme circumstances where we've never been faced with having to be so responsible about what we're chucking out there, because this just isn't normal life, is it? So when you put an energy out there, even if it's somebody having a conversation at home, and through your fear, you just dive in there and you might say something that gets somebody's back up, it's like, or vice versa. They say something that gets your back up. There's like ping pong balls of negative energy flying around the place, and it just creates frenetic, hectic erratic energy, and it doesn't serve anybody. So sometimes just working on that inner peace and really be mindful about what you say, what you do, and how you do it. I mean, I'll use examples now. I mean, we were in the car park the other day just getting coffee. Very angry man steamed into the shop, steamed out again. And then as we were reversing, was trying to imply that we were about to hit his car. We weren't. But he stood there with his hands on his hips wanting to fight with us. And we were just getting coffee. But that's a perfect example of somebody having so much anger and so much fear, and they need to put it somewhere. And that's not taking responsibility. And, you know, it's like with the posts, with the Facebook posts and everything like that. And you know, what you comment out there, check yourself. Are you coming from a place of fear, or are you coming from a place of love? Or do you just not want to comment at all because there's neutrality? You know, so you've got to kind of ask yourself the questions before I put this out there. What effect is it going to have on the person? For example, here in Cape Town, somebody in town, I don't know, this was right at the beginning, a lady was walking her dog on the promenade. I mean, she just walked out, took a dog for a wee, because here in Cape Town, we'd be banned from all of that. So apparently somebody grassed her up and she got arrested, and there was a lot of angry people that she went out there and broke that. But I ask you the question here, what if she was going through some kind of mental breakdown? What if she suffered from depression? What if she's had a history of being suicidal? What if she lives on her own? What if that day going outside was the difference of her being well or dangerously unwell? You don't know. So then the phone call's being made, and then obviously she gets grassed up, and then she gets locked up. Now, the person that threw that out there, what did that serve? What were you achieving? Was it for the greater good of humanity? No, because there was nobody else out there. Was it serving you in any way? No, because you were in your house and that she wasn't affecting you. So you see where I'm going with that. But it was through somebody's fear that they were like, right, I'm going to grass her up. That can't happen. Because it's like panic. Oh my God, somebody else is out there. They're breaking the rules. What we've been told to do, it's all going to go wrong. We got to report. So all roads lead to fear. And it's really important that we check ourselves momentarily, because what's happening now we're really, really deep into the lockdown. There's a lot of people just offloading their shit. And that is not cool, nor is it should be allowed. And also as well, I'm guilty of it as well. Yesterday I woke up and I was just like, rah, rah, rah. I was in such a bad place. And I was just like, well, everybody's going to suffer for this. And I've just been vomiting and shouting and just putting it all out there. And that's not on, and that's not cool. And what is that doing for my household? Absolutely nothing. The chances are it's going to probably trigger my daughter, make my husband feel like shit, whatever. There is nothing productive that comes from me throwing my weight around. So I need to actually rather go and take responsibility, go and have a meditation, go and check myself, maybe have a conversation with my family and say, I'm not feeling too well today. And if I snap at you, it's because I'm in a bit of a dark place. So either leave me alone or come and stroke my hair and tell me I'm pretty. You see where I'm going with this? So I needed to, and today I need to take responsibility of what's going on within me. So this is going to be happening a lot. And people putting out information there, which you read, which makes you go, wow, that's a load of bullshit. I don't like it. You have to allow the person to have a freedom of speech. Equally the other way as well. So for example, if somebody's posting about COVID, about the pandemic and the figures and how this is so scary and we must basically keep safe and what, and they are believing in everything that's going on, allow them that. Allow them that. Don't comment, don't post and try and enforce your belief on them. They've got their own thing going on. Rather just scroll on, or as I've said in my previous post, if it makes you angry, go into the anger. Go away with that. Go and sit with that for the afternoon. Go, why am I angry? What's going on with me? And that will bring you into an inward journey. And equally so, people who are posting about like, you know, this is all just bullshit. I don't believe in the lockdown because of X, Y, and Z. That's an opposing belief system. And that should also be allowed to just be. So it cuts both ways. So it's about allowing other people to just be in their space and not have to step out of it to make their wrong, in your eyes, your right. You know, because that's just not how life works. And it's not how any of us in a normal light of day want to live our lives or this world. We want freedom of speech. We want our kids to be able to speak truthfully about how they feel. We want people to allow that. So basically by us stamping down on each other and taking each other out as soon as we say something that is not in alignment with us, what are we teaching our kids? What are we doing there? You know, and we're actually showing them that you have to conform. And I, for one, am not a conformist. In fact, I go the other way, which is why I'm putting this post out there, because I am so against the system, whatever the system is. If you're going right, I'm going left, because that's just how I am. And that might really annoy people because it's like stroking a cat backwards. And some people might not give a shit. But either way, that's me. And I teach my kids and everybody who I meet and work with to do that. Dig what you do and do what you dig. And that's what I teach with my children. And I also basically bring it through my business, my work, because I'm an empowerment coach. Do what you dig. Dig what you do. New mantra. But allow and accept other fringes, other vibrations, because that's the problem with this world, is it not? We have the bombers, we have the governments, we have the religions. It's all just killing us. Yet each and every one of us, by as small as a little post or somebody offloading up you because they don't want to deal with their stuff and they want to have a fight with you because they want to argue, which means they want to be right. That's all the shit that we're trying to get away from. So when you look at it like that, yeah, you're doing that. I mean, I'm doing that as well. I'm like, jump onto my crazy train of anger and fear, which I had yesterday, and rage, and then I'll be fine. But I'm actually not. I needed people just to hold space for me to just go through that. And I'll deal with my own shit because that's important. It's important for you that you make your own bed in the morning. It's important for you that you are mindful about what you put out there. And the bottom line is I'm going to get all like about it now, because it's always got to come back to the pure love consciousness. It's about love. And love is the most powerful vibration in this world, in the universe. And I put something out there. I shared somebody's post the other day, and it said something like, once you fall in love with yourself, they have no control over you. How powerful is that? Once you fall in love with yourself, they have no control over you. And well, that's up to you who goes into that title of they. But you see what I'm saying? So when you're having those bad days, maybe not go on Facebook. If you're having those bad days, maybe not go to the supermarket, because you might have a punch up by the carrots, if there are indeed carrots in your supermarket, unlike here. But you see what I'm saying? So I come with a kind of like hard-hitting message today. Take care of your shit. No dumping. You are responsible for what you put out there. No one else. So if you've gone and caused a fucking train wreck out there, you need to go and fix it, because that's your energy. You've put it out. Now, if we all do this, imagine how the vibration changes. So if I don't want to wear a face mask out in public, please don't come and ask me why I'm not wearing a face mask, because it just is. And that's just the way it is. You've got yours on though, so that's awesome and that's lovely. So if in fact I have got lots of germs and disease, you're going to be okay. So just carry on, smile and wave. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, love y'all, and I will post again on something completely different. I actually have something I want to share with you next week. But for now, take responsibility. Stay in your heart. Love yourself, man. Peace.